Hello and welcome to Two Bros One Couch. I'm Dozer.
My name's Marco.
This is the show we talk to you about the Premier League games and going on. It's been a strange week of results. Um, a
Ain't
few,
that the truth?
a few anomalies in there. Forest drop points.
Everton gain points.
Everton gained a point.
Yeah.
Bad result that. Man United won. Crazy.
That's how you know something was wrong. When Monday night came and we thought, okay, well, at least we're going to get a point each at least in the predictor. And we both got 0 points
Yeah.
in that game. That's when you knew something's not quite right. Something's not quite right. The biggest shock for me over the weekend was possibly Man United and Chelsea's results. Those were the two biggest shocks for me. Insane.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it. I want to start with some transfer rumours and stuff at the moment. The transfer window seems to be like hotting up. Obviously, it's getting towards the end now. The rumours have been wild, especially for certain clubs throughout. But Chelsea seems to be the most active at the moment. They're rumoured with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Talking about them needing a number 9, obviously. Aubameyang, Anthony Gordon, which we will talk about in a minute. I don't really understand this one. Wesley Fofana from Leicester. Harry Maguire from United.
In the shocking week.
I mean, I can cover the Uber cost.
Wow.
Nah, I can't do Harry like that. I like Harry.
Yeah, I'm not putting Harry down. I'm still gonna respect our players until they're gone, and then I'm gonna like, yo, did you cover that Uber cost? Because the thing is that one's not too shocking.
Yeah.
Because I've always said it. Chelsea play with a back three because they've got shit defenders.
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire can play in a back three quite easily. He's good in a back three. So that's not a massive it's not a massive shock that Chelsea would want someone of Harry Maguire's caliber, and the fact that it's an easy out for him.
Yeah.
Very easy out, because the United fans, I think, have lost full patience. And he's literally in the spotlight like every week, and he'll be furthermore in the spotlight now that Rafael Varane and Martinez look like a proper defensive pairing.
Yeah. I think his dilemma is Maguire's dilemma is now is that obviously he's got a World Cup coming up, and if he's going to have limited time at Man United, maybe he does need to weigh up his options and start looking
there you go.
So it is an interesting one.
Yeah, I think the another thing with Harry Maguire is that how does he? You know, listen, his only options now is if Rafael Varane gets injured, which happens quite often.
Yeah.
So Harry Maguire might not be thinking, he might not be at panic stations, because he's on the inside. He knows what Rafael Varane's like. Rafael Varane put in a serious shift against Liverpool. It wouldn't shock me if he didn't play against Southampton. It's a bit like the Bailly conundrum. Bailly puts in a shift, and then he's injured for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he's gone now as well.
Marseille,
Marseille gone. The other one, obviously, that I'm a little bit confused about is Anthony Gordon. Rumours are £60 million. I know he's done it at like England under 21 level to a degree, but £60 million that's the space that we're in right now. £6 million for a player who performs at under 21 international level, but hasn't scored. I think he did get four goals maybe or something last season, if that. I don't really understand it. I don't know what you think.
I don't. Regardless of 4 goals or 10 goals, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand where 60 million is coming from. And this is, herein lies the problem in British transfer fees. Because there is no way he should be clocking up £60 million worth of transfer fees. There's no way. If someone said,
go on.
If someone said, Chelsea put in a 25 million, 30 million bid for Anthony Gordon, I'd be thinking, right, so they're thinking future, they're thinking, get him done early. But 60 million, you're literally saying your first team.
Yeah.
We want him to make a difference with our first team.
To replace
and if Anthony
Lukaku.
Gordon, if you're Anthony Gordon, and he's the guy you're bringing in to make the difference for Chelsea in the Champions League, Premiership, FA Cup and stuff, then
yeah.
I
read something interesting during the week with regards to like transfer fees and stuff nowadays. Said that sometimes the fee is not how much the player's worth, it's what the player is worth to the club. So if Everton are saying, well, he's worth 60 million to us, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? If you look at it that way, because certain players, you look at like a Zaha, for example, at Palace, he's invaluable to Palace and that team.
Mm-hmm.
So they might slap to us, he's worth 150 million because if we lose him, it's almost like the end of. Do you know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what Everton are doing.
I feel what you're saying.
But then again, Chelsea are also saying.
But they've rejected 60 million.
Yeah, they've rejected it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So they think he's more valuable to them.
Yeah. Which I've not seen enough of to say that.
Where does it start?
I don't even know if Everton fans would say is.
Listen, we go back to my boy Liam Kelly, LK, big up to the LK. And I said, I really like Anthony Gordon. I remember watching him saying, I really like him, carries the ball well. And he was like, yeah, I just don't, it's too much hype. That's what he said. And that's an Everton fan. Yeah. He watches him week in, week out. I see snapshots of him. So, I was going to ask Liam Kelly the question of how much did Richarlison go for?
What did he go for? About 50?
60 million, I think.
Oh, did he?
Maybe just below 60?
Yeah.
Just below 60, I'm thinking.
And he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it was above 60 anyway. And he was main man Everton.
Yeah.
He scored the goals that kept him up. He played with his with his heart. So, are we saying Anthony Gordon and Richarlison, or in fact, let's look at that, Richarlison is not as valuable as Anthony Gordon?
Yeah. True. Bit mad. I'm just looking for all the list that I've got. Everything's Chelsea, honestly. It's obviously, they've sold Emerson to West Ham, which I think looks like a decent signing for West Ham, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a decent signing.
Yeah, he was never ever going to be like a mainstay at Chelsea, was he? Let's be real.
No. I think it's a good signing for West Ham, really.
Yeah. And obviously Aubameyang is the other one. We spoke about this on the phone. I think if he comes back, it's one of them Adebayor situations. I can see him coming back in spite of Arsenal, just to kind of be like, well, I'm here. And like you said, maybe scores a goal or something like that against an Arsenal, whatever, and then that's about it. But is Aubameyang done, or has he still got something to offer in the Prem?
I think it comes down to attitude, and he'll be full on it to show that. I don't know what he's trying to show Arsenal, because Arsenal didn't do nothing wrong to Aubameyang.
Watch the documentary.
What, did they do something bad to him?
Watch the documentary.
Maybe I need to watch the documentary. Maybe I do. But for what I can see, Aubameyang, from what I saw from the outside, he didn't put in enough effort towards the end of his Arsenal career. He didn't. He didn't seem like he could be asked. So Arsenal, I mean, this is the guy who flew to Barcelona on his Jack Jones before a deal was done. Yeah, this is a guy that has no respect for his parent club. So what he's trying to show them, I wouldn't know. But what I do know is, I mean, I feel as though he's going to come back, like I said, score a few goals, and maybe, do it against Arsenal in a couple of games. But essentially, Arsenal are better off without him. And so that euphoria will die down real quickly.
Yeah.
They're showing right now they're better off without him. They're better off without him. They've got a team who share the goals. They've got a captain who inspires the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They seem to have fit all the jigsaw puzzle together without
Yeah.
Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I remember when Bernd Leno shouldn't have been going because that kid wasn't good enough. But he's more than good enough, the goalkeeper now. More than good enough.
Yeah.
See, they
Yeah.
brought in Jesus. Everyone was saying, no, they shouldn't get rid of Lacazette because Lacazette does so much for the team. Well, Jesus does so much for the team and he scores goals and assists.
Yeah.
So who
Yeah.
are we trying to prove what to?
Yeah. Well, let's swiftly just move into Arsenal then, because obviously they won again at the weekend. 3-0 against Bournemouth, convincing. Something has clicked at Arsenal. I said it to you last week.
Yeah.
About, you know, being a serious...
Well, your words were Arsenal have a problem.
They are a problem. I stand by those words. I did say challenging, which when I look back, I was like, yeah, I don't mean that. But they're going to be... I just think they've got that right blend now, and I think it looks like Arteta's influence and what he wanted to do from the start is eventually now come to fruition a little bit now, and they're just playing some wicked football, man. And then speaking transfers as well, they were very smart in the transfer market. I think Zinchenko is a brilliant signing, and I don't think they paid very much for him, did they?
No.
And Jesus, like I said, if he stays fit, they're gonna be up there, man, without a doubt.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Yeah.
But like I said,
they look. Yeah, sorry. To me, they look like they deserve to be where they are. And that's the bottom line for me. I always think if a club deserve to be where they are, then you've got to give them full-on props. And they look like they deserve to be top of the league. They look like they deserve the plaudits they're getting. They just look fantastic. And I look at everybody, and like I said, the little changes of nuance is all brilliant. There's little changes all over the pitch that have helped this team grow. They look good. They look really good.
Yeah, one change at the back is obviously Saliba, who's come in. He looks solid. He looks solid alongside Gabriel in there, man. So I think like that's...
Don't even mind.
Go on.
Yeah, no, go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, I think one thing you'd say about Arsenal over the years is they're a bit soft, weren't they, at the back? And people think they could, like Troy Deeney's come out plenty of times and said they're just soft. But you look at their back line now, you've got Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, and Zinchenko. Like you've got battlers there, do you know what I mean? Who are definitely going to fight no matter what. So, but Saliba looks... It just makes you wonder why they sent him out on loan a couple of times.
Well, by all accounts, they sent him out on loan to become a bit stronger.
Yeah,
he always looked like a beast, didn't he? But obviously, he's learned how to run, be a beast, and play football in France before he's come back. Now, he reminds me of a young Rio Ferdinand. I remember when Rio Ferdinand came from Leeds, right? And you thought, you knew he was decent at Leeds, but then when he came to United, you saw like an animal of a centre back. He was quick, he was strong, good with his head, good footballing knowledge. Because he could play football. Obviously, learning that at West Ham more than anything. So that's what Saliba reminds me of. When I see him, he's strong on both legs, left, right. He's good in the air. He's quick, and he's strong in general, physical presence. And alongside Gabriel, who I thought needed a good centre back alongside him. Ben White wasn't bad for him, but this looks perfect for him. It looks perfect for Gabriel because he's a battler who likes to win the ball. And I think Saliba, he's like the battle axe who likes to get dirty, and Saliba's the sort of clean, artistic defender. And they just look as a good blend. And then obviously Ben White's at right back, but I don't expect that to continue. I think Tomiyasu would probably come back in there. I think what he can do backwards and forwards will be good for the team. I also think Kieran Tierney at left back would probably come in.
Yeah.
And then Zinchenko would probably move into midfield and take Xhaka's place. Because Zinchenko plays in midfield for Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he played as a midfielder for Man City, really, because he didn't play at left back, did he? Like, was always in the midfield, being that extra man.
City could play a back two last year, couldn't they?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, no, but they obviously could play Zinchenko there. But really, all they were doing was putting an extra midfielder in. They named him as a left back, but they were just putting an extra midfielder in because he plays midfield. He's quite slow for a left back. I saw Ayew dust him.
Yeah.
And I think that would be bad for him overall in the season. You can't keep watching your centre back your left back get dusted by a winger. You can't watch that all the time because that's what causes your team problems.
Yeah.
So I think essentially he'll move into midfield. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Xhaka, this is probably Xhaka's last season with the club. Because no matter what, we always talk about not forgiving, not forgiving certain things. And Xhaka might be like, he's there still, he's doing the right thing, but he still gets them yellows, he still gets them reds. That will happen this season still. A leopard doesn't change his spots. These are the same players that true do you know what I mean? Certain man under the bus. And they'll do it to Arteta as well, because he'll be the same person. He will make mistakes, and I think he's in his last season. I really do.
Okay, let's move slightly across London to Chelsea. Let's look at Chelsea a minute, because obviously they got slapped 3-0 by Leeds at the weekend. Goalkeeping error by Mendy. It was like watching United last week, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like a goalkeeper error, and then just everything just toppled down like house of cards.
Everything
went down. But taking nothing away from Leeds, I thought they were brilliant. But I think there's problems at Chelsea. It seems to be, people talk about panic buying and stuff like that. I don't think it's quite that, but it just seems very erratic in what they're buying. And I try and make sense. I think we said this again last week, trying to see sense in what direction they're trying to go in with their signings. And it's just like they'll sign a player who is suited to wing play, and then they'll sign a player who's direct. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just all over the place. From my perspective anyway, looking at Chelsea, it just seems a bit all over the place. I'm wondering, is it him making the signings, or is it?
It is very erratic.
Is it these owners that have come in and
football director
kind of going in a different way? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on over there, man. I don't know what you think.
I don't have a clue. I was the same with it. I didn't know what was going on. Sort of direction-wise with their signings, because they were looking, and you thought, when the story came out about Ronaldo, and you thought, well, obviously Lukaku's not there anymore, so you expect him to bring in a striker who could probably do a better job up top than Lukaku, and Ronaldo was looking like he needed to be in Champions League, etc., etc. So that wasn't a shock that story came out. And ever since that story, it's like they've not looked for a striker. They've reverted to Havertz, who, let's believe, the guy's a class player. But when you need a striker, sometimes you need a striker. So now the Aubameyang thing's coming out. But I don't remember the last time Aubameyang's played as striker, because he even plays as striker for Barcelona. He played with the left wing. So I don't know about that one either, if that's going to work. But it's what it is. To get him, sorts of things. So I'm not sure what their thing is. Obviously, they brought in a good defender to replace Rudiger. And I don't know. I don't know. Who's a better player? Hudson-Odoi or Anthony Gordon? Or the on par? Because Anthony Gordon coming in and Hudson-Odoi going out.
Well, Hudson-Odoi being rumoured to go to Bayer Leverkusen now, and last year we talked about Bayern Munich. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But what I'm saying is, aren't they on par as players? Do we think one's better than the other? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Early in their careers, aren't they? Both early and just showing what they can do.
Yeah. So why are we getting rid of one? Why are we getting rid of one to bring in the other? They're both the same player. It makes no sense. So I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. I really don't. And to be honest, I said the whole of this pre-season, they need a striker. I've seen them brought in Sterling. I've seen Sterling putting some good balls into that box. It's like he's thinking, I've gone from Man City, we've not playing with a striker, to Chelsea, where I thought we were going to play with a striker, and now we're not playing with a striker.
Yeah.
And he gets good balls in box. See it all the time, no one on the end of him.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah. Well, Tuchel said it was a lack of discipline that cost him at Leeds. Obviously, Koulibaly sent off. But I think he was getting at other things. I just think, like, defensively, just lost their heads, didn't they, completely? But like I said, a big error from your keeper like that. It's shown in the last 2 weeks now. Can just set the tone for the whole match, and it's very long coming back from that. Do you know what I mean? But I think they were. Leeds were definitely worth their money. Don't get me wrong, and they were brilliant. But Chelsea, it's looking a bit sticky at the moment.
It is looking very sticky. Very.
Let's move on. So every week we're going to do a United review because we have got United fans who tune in. I know people are like, "Oh, you're talking about United."
Yeah.
If we just put a United segment in there, you know it's there now and it's just there. If you want to skip it, you can skip it if you
It's
want.
what it is.
But if you're here for it, you're here
Skip
for
it.
it. But anyway, United won. Good result for you, man. Good result that. 2-1 against Liverpool.
Great result. Great result for us, man.
That Sancho goal was cold, man. The way he just sat down Alisson and Milner, ridiculous, you know, ridiculous.
Tyler said, with ice in his veins, and that resonated. When Martin Tyler said he's just scored with ice in his veins, I sat there and I thought, Martin Tyler, I like the cut of your jib there, because this guy, to be fair, I've said it all in pre-season, with that front line, Sancho plays a lot better because he knows he's got two runners by the side of him and he picks up good spaces. He does, right? He does. When he gets into that middle part, he picks up good spaces. That's where he scored all his goals in pre-season. Just always in the middle, waiting for that one opportunity. And it weren't a surprise that in the middle, it weren't the striker. It was the winger that was there, Sancho. Yeah. He was there, ready to capitalise, yeah? And the goal in general was very, very good. The build-up play of getting there, then getting back, and then the quick 1-2, and then the ice in the veins chop. And yeah, Van Dijk should have been out to him, but he wasn't out to him. So he did exactly what he needed to do. He scored the goal. And to be fair, he put in a shift as well.
Yeah,
because that was a shift for them players. They outran Liverpool, yeah? They outran Liverpool 14 kilometres to, was it 9 or something?
Yeah,
they absolutely tore them apart, yeah? So as far as I'm concerned, they did everything that they should be doing every game. Just outrunning opponents, no matter what. It doesn't matter who it is. Nobody should outrun them.
Well, this is it now. This is it. So obviously, speaking about the running thing, obviously after the Brentford game last week, a story came out that Ten Hag brought them in the following day. I think it was Sunday, Monday, I can't remember. But brought them in the following day when it was supposed to be a day off to make them run the distance by which Brentford outran them last in the game. And there were people coming out saying, "Oh, you know, there were like sports scientists are saying it's not good for the players and it's going to cause burnout and whatever." What they missed out, and there's apparently come out this week now, that Ten Hag did the run with them because he believes that the blame should be shared between management and the players. And apparently he did this run with the players, which, as rumours are saying, obviously we're always dealing with rumours, but rumours are saying that the players really respect him for that. So maybe that's what got a bit of a reaction and has got some of the players on board. You know what I mean? Like Ten Hag's not hiding behind anybody, not throwing anyone on the bus. You know, he's in it. He's in it together with the players. So
the thing is the thing is we talk about reaction, okay? But if you'd watched pre-season Manchester United, they were a totally different team to what started the league. Now, last year pre-season, United was sloppy. Lost to Derby, lost to QPR. They were sloppy. Going into the season, you didn't expect much. You really didn't. But this season, you expected more because you saw the difference in how they're playing. They were running a lot more. They were closed down a lot more. They were clinical up top. They used the ball better in general. So when they got into the game without Martial first, because we knew that was going to be a problem. We did. We said that before the game. So, you know, without Martial, they'll have to start Ronaldo. Then he didn't start Ronaldo and started Eriksen to prove his point of, well, these men have been actually training. That didn't work until they brought Ronaldo on, and then obviously we got slightly better, scored the goal, and then it ended up 2-1. The Brentford game, we had Ronaldo up top from the start, and they literally said that all the running stats had come down tenfold.
Yeah.
Because of the way of play that Ronaldo needs to play. That running had come down. So when he dropped Ronaldo, obviously, me and you were on the phone and was like, bloody hell, he's dropped Ronaldo. And he dropped Maguire. Running stats were always going to become better.
Yeah, of course.
Because the two non-runners in the team, like Mohamed Maguire might, you know, run, but he's not running like them other centre-backs or anybody else in the team. And Ronaldo's not running. No. So the two runners that have come out of the team, plus Malacia, let's not forget, who ran his heart out up and down that wing.
Brilliant, yeah.
And to say he had Salah up against him and Harvey Elliott most times, he did a lot of running. Yeah. That boy had energy for days. Now, when you put in that together and you put in running way before quality, you're always going to have a chance. Always. Quality comes afterward, which it did. Yeah. Then we end up winning the game 2-0. But it could have been 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-0. It could have been any of those scores because after Rashford scored his first goal, he could have had 2 more.
Yeah, Elanga should have scored. Elanga should have scored before.
Elanga should have scored first, yeah, way before. So really and truly, it's not just it ended up 2-1 and it was a close game. That's why it's so shocking what Klopp came out and said, because he said, I believe we should have won that game from my point of view. And even Jamie Carragher was like, what are you on about? Like, even when you had control of the whole ball for that long, it never looked like we was in control of that game.
Yeah.
And they weren't. Because they were outrun and outfought. That's all it was. And the midfield is a problem. Milner, Henderson, and Harvey Elliott is a problem.
Yeah,
they couldn't out-battle Crystal Palace. They couldn't out-battle Fulham. And they couldn't out-battle Man United's midfield of Eriksen, McTominay, and Fernandes. Fernandes was a man possessed. Eriksen, I thought, could have come off after 60 minutes for me because I thought he'd run his race. I thought they might bring Fred on, but I think they thought, don't bring him on because then if we end up conceding 2, it's going to be him to blame. It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah,
so they kind of stuck with it till very late. They stuck with it till very, very late and then made changes.
Yeah.
But Eriksen looked like his race was run because he put in a shift as well, Eriksen. Put in a massive shift against a Harvey Elliott who never stopped running. Harvey Elliott never stopped running. He's classing. He's going to be good.
Very
like,
good.
Really good. Never stopped going. He's got a good left foot. He's very cultured as a player. And I think Eriksen got run around by him. He was knackered. So it wasn't a shock that he kind of pushed him up front and said, right, play the false 9 and we'll bring on thing for Sancho. But for me, you see, I don't want to give Sancho 60, 70 minutes. I want him to play till the end because he can make things happen.
Especially late on in games.
Unless you win it 2 or 3-0.
Yeah,
that's the sort of play that can make things happen out of nothing. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Eriksen looked like he was a deer in headlights as a false 9. So it kind of gave more of an onus to Liverpool to keep going. But moving away from that, listen, they're talking about bringing in Antony, who was dropped for Ajax. They're talking about still bringing in Gakpo if he doesn't get through against Rangers tonight. And they're still talking about bringing in another midfielder. So obviously, you look at United and you think, okay, then you're really still trying to do something with Erik ten Hag. I will leave it. I'm not going to go too mad at him from now. My emotions are still switched off. I'm still very much humanity off kind of guy. But I did like how they played against Liverpool. I was very, very emotional. I watched a lot of football over the last few days because I didn't watch any football after the Brighton game or after the Brentford game. I watched none. No highlights, nothing. I didn't watch Man U TV, nothing. But now I've been happy in what I was doing.
Okay. Well, let's move on because we'll get our predictor in. I'm going to put the table up, by the way, so everyone can keep scoring stuff. I think you're winning in the predictor, but I'm going to rattle through the fixtures. Just give me your result, and then we'll go from there because I want to get my offside news in as well. I think you'll like it today. So, first one, Southampton v Man United.
I'm just going to go 2-1 Man United. I'm just going to hope they get 2-1.
Yeah, 2-0 Man United. Brentford v Everton.
I think that's a Brentford win. I feel as though Everton goes to go 2-0.
At Brentford 2-1.
Okay.
Brighton v Leeds.
It's sticky. I'm just going to say 1-1.
I've gone 2-2. Chelsea Leicester.
Another sticky one, but I think Chelsea will win at home 2-0.
I've gone 2-0 Chelsea as well. Yeah. Liverpool Bournemouth.
Liverpool have to win.
They've got to win.
They've got to win. So even though I do think it'll be dangerous, I don't think Bournemouth will have enough. And I think in the end, 2-0.
I've gone 3-1 Liverpool. Man City, Crystal Palace.
Man City 4, Crystal Palace 2. I thought about this ages ago.
Okay. 3-1 City. I've gone 3-1 City. Arsenal Fulham.
I'm going to go 3-1. I think Fulham can score, but I just think Arsenal will have too much again.
Yeah, I've gone 2-1 Arsenal. Villa West Ham.
That's going to be my 0-0.
Oh,
That's going to be my 0-0 right there.
I've gone away win. West Ham 2, Villa
West
1.
Ham win.
Wolves v Newcastle.
1-1.
I've gone 1-1 as well.
Yeah, 1-1.
Forest v Spurs.
Spurs 2, Forest 0.
Nah, 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, you keep saying this, but my Forest predictions have been right all this season so far.
I've got everyone. I was just checking. I've got every result right. Okay, and then we'll finish with offside news. Just mine today, yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad.
I've got a joke for you though.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we'll end it with a joke then. It better be a good one this time, then.
Of course, it's a good one. They're always good.
This is the offside news. Okay. Man who allegedly killed his friend while fishing claims Bigfoot influenced him. A murder suspect accused of strangling his friend while fishing says Bigfoot made him do it. Oklahoma man Larry Sanders, 53, was with Jimmy Knighton, 52, at South Canadian River near the city of Ada on Saturday when a confrontation ensued. His statement was that Mr. Knighton had summoned Bigfoot to come and kill him, and that's why he had to kill Mr. Knighton. Mr. Sanders has been charged with first-degree murder and could face the death penalty under Oklahoma state law. This actually happened.
I'm telling you now, yeah, we're laughing at this because it is slightly funny.
No,
but
God
let's not
so.
forget. Yeah, let's not forget, yeah, and I'm going to say it as it is. Hard, thing. I just need to, sort this out quickly. Let's not forget that this is a very mentally unstable man. Mentally unstable.
Do you think Bigfoot exists? And Loch Ness Monster and all them kind of...
I always think, yeah, I mean, we both watch like Vampire Diaries and stuff like that, and they always talk about the law of stuff, and this and that, etc., etc. And you need to understand from my point of view, yeah, I always think, where did it come from? The tail. Where did it come from? Where
true.
Someone just bring... Because if someone just was like, oh, I'm going to just start making some shit up about a beast with huge, airy feet, and everyone's just going to know him as Bigfoot. If you go back centuries, they might have a story like that, yeah, but it's called something like a gravel axe or something. Do you know what I mean? No, because I keep seeing that advert about gravel axe, but we don't know. They could be in some sort of book in the law about something that exists like that. Same with Loch Ness Monster. We call it Loch Ness Monster because it's in Scotland in the Loch Ness. But it could have been called a fucking, a fish dragon.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
So I don't know if these things exist, but what I always try to say to people is, where did the tail come from? Where did it come from? Who was the first person
come from
to think,
someone,
I'm going to tell everyone?
That's what I'm saying.
Got to come from somewhere. So you don't know what it is.
This story here is, so because I thought Bigfoot had come and told him to kill the guy. What he's saying is, so this is like me summoning the Bigfoot, me coming to your house, say, right, I brought Bigfoot, I'm bringing Bigfoot, and then you just decide that you're going to kill me first before I even get to you.
Yeah. But so Bigfoot weren't even turned up yet.
No,
Bigfoot was
wasn't
coming
there.
to do the crime.
Yeah,
Bigfoot was coming to do the crime. And this
Bigfoot
one
came and went,
we shouldn't even talk about Bigfoot.
Bigfoot came and saw what happened and left, dipped.
What happened? Let me tell you what the real story was, right? Nigel and John, or whatever the name was out fishing, yeah, and they both took some LSD, right? Always comes down to drugs in the end, right? And Nigel said to John, listen, I'm tired of your shit now. I'll get Bigfoot to kill you. Where's Bigfoot at? And that got in his head. Because when you're on drugs, yeah, anything can get in your head, right? You just start thinking, wow, nah, this guy's going to have Bigfoot kill me. So he's killed him, and he believes 100% that is what happened. So can you put him in prison and give him a killing? You're going to have to look into his mind first and find out, because we don't know what's going on there. That's a crazy story to come up with to the police. Did he hand himself in too? Or did they just find him?
Don't know.
Because if I'm on a fishing
Bigfoot,
trip,
Bigfoot probably
yeah,
called it. Bigfoot called it.
yeah,
I found
Bigfoot
a
called it.
body.
And if I'm on a fishing trip, and I kill someone, you ain't finding that body, so you don't even know if you're dead or not. I'm telling you, now we're on a fishing trip, but we're on a boat. Well, not me and you. We're not on a boat.
We're not.
You know, black people, we don't do boats. The only time
I'm going on a boat. I'm going on a boat tomorrow.
You're crazy.
That's for another episode. Yeah, if we wrap it up now.
I'm telling you now, the only reason me and you'd be on a boat, yeah, is if I say, "Rah, I'm so broke," and you say, "Yeah, me too." I'm like, "Yeah, we're in the same boat." That's the only time.
Oh man,
that we're in the same boat. Because otherwise, I don't do boats. Never.
Let's end it there. Let's end it there.
That's
it's
crazy.
Timing.
Did you hear about the girl though? Did you hear about the woman, the battle rapper? Yeah,
no.
Who only ever battle rapped when she was on her menstrual cycle.
No.
They said she had a mean flow.
I've been Dozer. Peace.